I finally make my mind about what kind of radiator I'd like to use, and how I come to conclusion. I put everything in, including power supply, my graphical card, and the CPU block as well. I also finished up my front side of the case. Few things that I want to have it for myself because it's my build. I want to have a controller so I can adjust fan speed to noise characteristics I want, or possibly to performance requirements that will arise from this computer. Also would like to have a CD-ROM built in. Don't like external, so I will do it as it suits my personal needs, because I am actually going to use this as a secondary computer. And also I will use this Adonix hot swappable hard drives. Probably will use a laptop hard drive, not even SSD, but later if I want to migrate to SSD, this form factor is correct one. And with 2 slots I cover all my needs, so that's great. And I also played around with the different fans size and trying different radiators, and basically my conclusion that probably not worth the hassle to try to jam RX series in this particular build. The case too small, and the limitation coming out of it for marginal benefit probably not the best. So I decided to keep towards slim dual radiator. Also will allow me to put normal fan in the back, and because this all motherboard color is kind of bluish and everything, I already put blue CPU block and now I have a blue fan, so the entire build probably will go like kind of black and blue type of colors. So next thing I would like to do is to adjust some restrictions that coming as a part of design of this case. So as we know that we have a filter at top that already pretty serious restriction for airflow, and on top of that we have this mesh. So we basically have too much stuff on the way the air should get out of the case. So next thing what I will do, I'll use this nice device and I'll just cut the holes. The metal is very soft, so it's not a problem, anybody can do it. It doesn't even worth to drill the holes. It's much less hassle, just chop this stuff off. So I will do 2 holes for my 120mm fans. That allows me more breathing room, and it will be less impact on performance. Because one thing I was considered before to cut this filter, but I think that I will start with cutting this mesh, and after that I will just run the system with filter and without filter. We'll see what the performance impact it does, and if it's very big difference I probably cut filter as well, but for now only mesh. Okay, part 1. Pretty sharp here, but I wouldn't touch it much. Should be okay. Alright, continue to the part 2. Ta-da! Done. Probably need, I'm not sure, should I keep it for agility? I'll cut it off. I'll keep it for now. Alright, we'll use EX240. I really like how it worked on my Silent Sniper build. So just keep using the same style radiator for the second time, the smaller version. And put 1850 RPM gentle typhoons. Pretty quiet fans with good static pressure, so I think it will be beneficial for this particular build. Screws as provided, proper size, a relatively straightforward operation. Here, the only thing I will do, I will add anti-vibration pads between radiator and fan, so it will be a little bit less noise. Just like this. This will be holding in the right position. Need to make sure that all these little parts are aligned properly before you screw it tight. You need to find the right spot for the screw. And when you're done, it's a good idea to connect the fan controller. Make sure that this rubber gasket doesn't stick inside in any form, and fan doesn't scratching anything. Pretty good. And we'll test it as well. This fan I don't going to use. Next step, I would like to leave aside the radiator for a minute and figure out or complete my pump reservoir assembly. What I'm going to use for this particular build, because of space is limited, and basically it's the only place where I can put pump after I already used my bay reservoirs, is somewhere in this area, that area. That pretty much three places that left. And not big space, and I think DDC pump will be probably better choice for this particular build because of its small form factor, and also you can have pretty small reservoir. So I will have this inexpensive XSPC reservoir that allows to mount DDC pump on the bottom of it, and also I would like to try to use a power management version of DAS mode DDC pumps. That will allow me to change rotation speed of this pump, and play with this and see what it gives in terms of temperatures and stuff like this. I never used a power management pump before myself, so I'm kind of curious to try this kind of product. Pretty much it. Have two O-ring, and basically all we do is screw pump to the reservoir. Simple as that. One thing I would like to do is to replace original O-ring with blue one. I have one version made by TFC, so the idea how you tighten the screws is not trying to force it as much as you can until you break acrylic. Basically you need to look inside and see that O-ring gets squished between pump and reservoir. Basically if it's squished, that provides you enough sealing. Okay, so that's basically what we got here. Take just a couple minutes to complete, one of the easiest type of installation you might have. And let's look how it will play with our case. Well, surprise, surprise, barely fits. So basically it doesn't really play well, because you need some space to fill the system and stuff like this. So what I will do, I'll get rid of those plastic parts for the second hard drive cage that we already removed. So let's give us additional inch of space. Okay, one is out. Get rid of part number 2. Here we go. Now let's see. Perfect. Looks great. Tons of space for tube. Get a little bit closer here. Can put 90 degree. The tube out. Okay. Sounds good for me. Just looking for my tube routing options, and seems it's getting really awkward, because my input feeding part of the reservoir bay combo is on the top. So if I would have only CPU type of connection, I would run tube straight there. It will be really look nice. But because I'm coming from GPU, as I have both, so I need to do this weird kind of connection, which wouldn't look nice to start with, and also require a bunch of fittings to make it right way. So my other option would be move entire assembly down, then I can run tube straight, nice connection here, and make a long run from the pump to the top of the case to, let's say, my reservoir. This would work, but thinking maybe I should try some other products that give me a little bit more connectivity options in the right direction, so to speak. And looking for what we have on hand in the store, I checked out on this Watercool pump and a reservoir top, and you can see it has inlet and outlet on the side. So basically I can connect a tube directly to the GPU, just slightly up, because we'll have a pump installed, and an output can be also made with 90 degree elbow straight up, and then it's much more compact. I'm pretty sure that bleeding of this device will be a nightmare task, but for the layout purposes I think it might work better for this particular situation. So I probably will going to switch my pump from this reservoir to this reservoir, and then I can keep it in this location as it was intended from the beginning. Okay, here we go again. Attempt number 2. I hope out of 2 as well. You can see from each side that all O-rings that part of this particular design, they're all squished, so there's no leaking at all. Okay, now with this microscopic reservoir and pump combination, I can run nice line directly from GPU, and I have 90 degree elbow here go to my radiator. So now it's more or less starting looking shaping up. So let's connect the rod and try to play with fittings so we can finalize tube routing most optimal way.